What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Today, we're going to teach you how to make millions of dollars by purchasing the right property. We got an expert here today. More on that in just a bit. Let's go. Often in life, we have goals. Buying a property is one of them. But then again, it's not what you buy after you start work. Malaysians tend to basically buy cars first, and after that, buy a girlfriend. I'm kidding. Buy all the non-essential stuff. And then later on, before you know it, they basically run into a rut or get into a deep end where like, oh no, I can't afford a house, or what should I buy? Which property should I buy? Can I get this one? Can I get that one? Thankfully enough, we have an expert on the show today who's going to give you a thing or two or give you some tips on when it comes to property, or what to buy and how to make money. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have Sean. Welcome.
Yo, what's up? It's so different to hear that intro from this side of the table though.
Really? Sean.
Yeah.
Okay. Before, just for our viewers, okay, just tell them, what do you do and who are you?
By night, I run a YouTube channel that talks about property. So by day, I'm the marketing manager for this property solution company called The Makeover Guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've seen Makeover Guys. They're all over my Facebook. Yeah.
It means that you are the right target audience.
Really? Why? Why am I the right target audience?
So you are at that age or your interest displays that you like property.
I see. Okay, so like you run a YouTube channel talking about property.
Yeah.
Okay, how long have you been doing this for?
Start 3 years, serious 2 years lah.
Oh, okay. So what? Okay, since you talk a lot about properties, do you own a lot of properties?
Few though.
What the heck? Oh, few.
Few.
I would like to say that I have none. I mean, I have like maybe one or two. That's about it. But I've never ever bought a property because I wanted to invest in it. I always bought it because I wanted to stay in it. Right?
Yep.
So this is a funny story. So Sean got in touch with me via email and he said that, hey, I kind of listen to your show, and I'm like, haha, thanks. Yeah. I mean, like, hey, so to be honest, when we all talk cock sing song over here, we hardly do we ever realize that people actually listen. And then when people kind of reach out and say that, hey, I kind of listen to your show, it kind of means a lot to us.
I learned a lot though from the show.
I hope good things, not bad things.
Good, definitely good.
But the funny thing is, like, when you mentioned what you did, I already knew who you were, because when I was trying to buy some properties, or when I was looking for a house to buy, it's funnily enough, I'm not sure if everybody does this, but number one, you Google the place, and you will find it being listed in like iProperty Guru or like some portals, property portals, and then after that you go there and you look in the pictures.
Yeah.
And then like the reason why I went to YouTube is because I was like, hey, you know what, when I buy a phone, I search for it on YouTube because I want someone to talk about it and give a review about it. Or if someone wants to buy like, a tech gadget, you have someone talking about it and giving the honest review. Then, I was like, oh, why not I search for this property name and put it on YouTube, and you popped up.
Really?
Yeah, you popped up. So
wow.
In other words, you're doing a good thing because you're the only one doing it in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Yeah, so smart, you jump on opportunity.
But I'm hoping more people will do it though.
No, you don't hope that more people are doing it. Hope it. Yeah, because if other people do it, you'll take a piece of the pie. Now, okay. But so like, how old were you when you first bought your first property?
22, 23 though.
How the hell did you do that?
But I'm fortunate enough that my aunt taught me a lot when I was younger.
Okay.
So when I was like 14, 15, I would just follow her. She would just fetch me around Sungai Buloh factory area. Right. Then, okay, Sean, you wait here. I go and collect rent.
Wow.
Then as months goes by, right, then a question popped out like, why would they pay you rent every month?
Right.
What did you do? No, they're just using my space.
Oh, okay.
So I realized that, you need to pay for space. Right. Which a lot of youth came to learn after they come out and work. They pay rental for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, now there's even workspaces where you pay money and get that little small cubicle.
Yep.
Yeah, so space is worth money. Yeah, per square feet, right? So you bought your first property when you were 22 or 23. How much was your first property?
330,000.
How much is it worth today?
400-ish, 500.
What the heck?
So that's also part of the
Wait. How old are you now?
like 8-10 years later lah.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's still a good investment. It's
Correct.
like 10,000 a year.
Correct. So, but if a lot of people come to think of it, like, come on lah, Sean, like how much you need? 8 years later, only you come out to like 80,000, 100,000.
Yeah.
But if you calculate percentage-wise,
Yep.
then it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's more than a fixed deposit.
Correct. And it's definitely more than what I have in my saving accounts lah.
Really? Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
So like, and I bought it, and once I got the keys, I rent it out almost immediately.
So that's why you got that. You got the person paying the rent, paying your mortgage for you.
Yep. And after, so I'm fortunate enough also to get tenants that pays the rental that's higher than my installment.
But it's very hard to get that these days, right?
It depends on where you buy,
Okay.
and what you do to the property lah.
Right. So yeah, I mean, like when I was younger, not to say that I'm older now, I'm still young. There was this whole boom, when people were like, "Oh, invest in property now, and then when you invest it, even though you're not going to stay, just buy it, rent it out,
Yeah.
and then you're sorted,
Yep.
right?" And then I did that, but I invested into a really horrible developer who did not finish their development until like 5-6 years later.
Wow, this is like 7-8 years ago.
Yeah. And then, until today, it's still a rut, even though they handed over the keys. And then the price that we bought it at, right, it just went down the drain. And even though it's good, you have to sell it for really cheap for people to buy it.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. I'm not going to say who, but yeah, the name after an elephant. So, when it comes to buying properties, so how many properties do you have today?
More than, should I disclose?
Yeah, why not? I mean, I want to know. Because chances are there's somebody out there who wants to be like you.
So like 4, 5.
4 or 5?
Yeah, 4 or 5.
You see, when you say 4 or 5 properties,
Yeah.
you can't say that. It's like, it's like asking you, how much do you make? I make about like 3,000-4,000. And when you say 4 or 5,
Yeah.
it's 4 or 5 properties and the difference is a lot.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you
because some of them are shared.
Right.
Yeah. So because last time there used to be like the third property, you can only get like 70% loan.
But when you share this property, do you share it with your family members or do you share your friends?
Friends, a very close friend.
So basically, this is all mainly for investment purposes, lah.
Yeah.
So out of all the properties that you have, how many are you living in any of them right now?
Nope.
What?
No.
Then where are you staying? With your parents?
Yeah, I'm staying with my parents. That's the best, man. You don't have to pay rental, man.
Oh, wow. Okay, if you don't mind me asking, like when you first got your first property, like were you earning a lot of money?
No. But I started off as an agent, so I had that capital first.
I see.
Yeah, so
You were a property agent, lah.
no. So I was working as a property agent for the first year. That time it was not regulated at all.
What do you mean by not regulated?
So now, like, if you buy property from agents, you need to be registered and
Yes.
things like that. So last time there was no law like that.
Right.
Basically, anybody is free can become agent. So that's the problem when everybody was a broker.
Right, yeah.
The kopitiam or auntie uncle, hey, you want to buy house? You want to buy house? So that was how it worked. Then when I started, then I kind of got money and I was spending a lot because money came quite easily as an agent back then.
Wow.
This was when property portal was almost free.
Okay.
People didn't believe that, oh, you sell property online.
How do you... okay, so this was how many years back?
Easily 10 years, 11 years ago.
Which portal were you selling property on?
iProperty
iProperty.
was new that time.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah. So it was like very cheap lah. Advertising fee was very, very cheap.
I
So I
see.
leased and the property got sold on the same day.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy.
So the money came quite easy. Then I realized that after I spent a lot,
Yeah.
none was left. So I need to do something about all the commissions.
Right, of
Yeah.
course.
So like, all
So
this-
you were at that life like, there's a lot of money. Let me buy this, buy that, buy things that I don't need.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Then when I get into my first property, when everybody said like, oh, you only need 10% as down payment.
Yep.
And I really only had 10% in down payment.
Okay.
So like 330,000, right? So when I buy, I only had 30,000 in my bank.
Yeah.
So I sailang, I put everything in.
Yep.
But then later the lawyer starts calling. hey, you need to pay us this fee,
Yeah.
then valuation fee, then banker's fee, then this fee. I pay this lawyer, then another lawyer.
It's ridiculous, right? Because like when you go and buy a piece of property, they will tell you like, free this, free that, free lawyer fee, what MOT, that OT, DOT, HOT, whatever not.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're being slapped with all these fees. I remember my first property purchase. It's like, it's quite sad lah, because we bought it from the developer and then they were like, this unit is just released because the person could not
Get a loan.
So you want to buy now or not? Is that real, or are they faking it?
They are real cases, but when they find that it's effective, then because most of the time when a new buyer goes to a sales gallery, right,
Yep.
you will have problem choosing units one.
Yeah.
So what one of the sales technique is to outlist, to shortlist a few, 2 to 3. Then I will let you choose.
Oh my God. I feel so stupid right now. But then again, I got a very nice number lah. I got a nice number. So it's like, okay, I'm fine with that. Because like, they told me like, only this unit left. You don't buy now. No, that's it. You know what I mean? And then if you want to buy a higher level, because I live in a condo, right? You want to buy a higher level, it's more expensive. You want to buy this one, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'll get it, right? And then he's like, in this block, there's only a few left. And a few years later, there's still a few left. And they were going for cheaper than what I paid for my unit, and I felt so stupid. So that's why I never got into investing properties, because I feel like there are too many agents out there that are always lying and inflating the prices and whatever not. And the really, really popular property areas that you should invest in are always almost taken up. Yeah. So those are the things that I mean, like when you bought your first property, it wasn't the sole intentions was investment, was it?
Yeah. So I knew how to do it, and that time one of the seniors in the industry, Ho Chin Sun, so he's the guy that drew all the map, and that time MRT was just building. They were just drawing the route for MRT.
Yep.
So I only had 30,000 and I only can afford this much.
Yeah.
So I would just follow the tracks all the way to see which one is within my affordability.
Right.
So I bought it sub-sale. So what you just explained, right? It's buying directly from the developer. So it's a whole different thing. Like a lot of people, how I wish I had somebody like myself today when I buy my first property.
Yep.
Hey, you need 18% capital before going into a property.
18% of the property value.
Yes. Let's say 500,000, you need around like 90,000.
Okay.
Just to own the property.
Wow.
So the problem of property ownership, right? If you buy from a sub-sale, is the transaction doesn't happen in one go.
Oh.
I pay you 3% first, then we go and take loan. Then after the loan, then we sign SPA, we pay the remaining. Then I go and take this, then take that. Then every now and then your phone call, hey, congratulations, your strata title just got issued. Then you need to pay money again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got that call. Okay, yeah.
And it's all cash, like 2%, right?
Yeah. That's So when you first bought your first property, how soon was it before you bought your second property?
I'm pretty aggressive, and after the sales agent, so I was a sales negotiator agent, right? After that, then I got bought. Then I went into venture into my masters in real estate.
Oh wow!
At the same time, then I was attached myself to a property developer to see what's inside, because good money, but I don't feel like it's feeding me enough of motivation. So what happens is I go into this property developer and learn inside out. So I got transferred to 9 different departments in like 6 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you see like, okay, what's the real thing like to develop from nothing to something, right? The whole entire process.
Right.
And how do they develop? Like that's when I go into a condo, like the reviews, right? I don't do any prior studies before I go in. But I can roughly tell where's the refuse chamber, what's the lift like, why they do this, why the window is like that, and things like that.
Right.
Yeah, so with that only, I start to notice the gap. Like, when I know so much already, then only when I come out and bring people to sales gallery, hey, Sean, what is leasehold?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then it's pretty scary. Hence, I started the channel to somewhat bridge that gap lah, hopefully lah.
It's more of like educate people before they actually go and buy a piece of property lah.
Because what's going to happen is that your narrative, like the first experience, right, is going to be so painful.
Yeah.
And your entire family will never believe in property anymore.
Yeah, I never believed in it because like my first experience with it is so crappy. It's like, oh, buy this one. There's this saying last time, right? Hey, you buy this property, the minute you finish building, it should go up by 25% one. It's bullshit, isn't it?
It depends on which year you bought lah.
Right.
It depends on which. So now the narrative is going to be different again.
Right.
Like there's a lot of macroeconomics that determines the future value of the property. Like now, like low interest rates and property developer. Like it was only 3 years ago we talked about property bubble.
Yeah.
Now like one COVID later, then now like then property is going to boom. But like in the office my entire day and night, right, is only revolving about property. So interest rates, laws and things like that. We are like almost live in terms of information. So we really see the whole spectrum of what is going to go up and where and things like that lah. So,
wow.
But then, unfortunately, it's not available to normal Dick and Harry.
Yeah, I'm sure not, because if it was, then it'd be very, very competitive, wouldn't it be?
Yep. So then you come to think of it, why so many people would want to teach you how to invest?
Yeah, because they want to take your money. Would you like to invest in a property and make twice the amount? Pay me and I'll teach you how.
Yeah. So that indirectly, right, becomes fear for some of people.
Yeah.
And they are so, as also like Chinese, like we scared 麻煩.
Yeah.
So later you pay installment, every month pay installment, you're not scared, meh?
Yeah. Actually, a lot of people are... sorry, I can't say that a lot of people. Some people are moving. I have friends that I know. So I'm never going to buy a property. I'm just going to continue renting for the rest of my life. Because it's, at least I pay a rent. And if I leave, I don't owe people money.
Yeah.
Whereas if I buy a house, I need to get a loan unless you're filthy rich. And you need to service that loan for 30 years.
Yeah.
And if you finish servicing that loan at the end of the 30 years, you're paying for at least almost double the amount.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you see, that's like things that people don't realize. To be honest, I didn't even realize that until one day I sat down, right? If I continue paying this price for the next 30, I paid for this house for this amount. How come I'm paying double one? Oh, the bank take my money.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
But then the other side of the story is I have friends who have owned like 17, 18 different properties.
Wow.
Yeah. And all of them are rented out.
Okay.
And they rent a place to stay. So that the renting model makes a lot of sense financially, really.
Yeah, but what's their end goal though? Their end goal is to like retire with all these houses paid up.
Yeah. So let's say by default, like all installments can cover their rental.
Yeah.
Sorry, the other way. Rental can cover their installment.
Yep.
30 years later, they would own fully all these properties. And if you look into the macro, like every 10, 20 years, right, property generally increase like 3 to 5% a year.
Really?
Yep. It's very rare that there's a deep, only micro, where you have like this project screwed up, this developer don't know what happened.
Oh yeah. Hey, but you know what? Currently my condo, the price is also not high also. I paid quite high. And then after that I was looking at the resale value. I was like, macam tak pergi, macam tak naik je.
Correct. Because you buy at a time where it's almost the highest.
Oh crap.
But that's the difference though. Like when we filter clients for the makeover guys, we want to know that are you buying for own stay or are you buying for investment?
I see.
The mindset is totally different though. Where you stay, not necessarily the rental will be high.
Yep.
Because if people want to buy a home, right, they will look at installment versus rental. The rental is more than installment, might as well I buy.
Yep.
So when we tabulate, like after answering like 300 over questions online, right, rental is the temporary demand for a space.
Yes.
So like I don't need this for eternity. That's why I
need it for like maybe a year or two.
Yeah, that's why the rental is very high. Like especially expat areas.
I see. Yeah.
Like Central Bangsa, Mong Kiara.
Do you think Subang is a hot spot for rental?
It's coming up.
Oh man, I was hoping you said yes.
Because like after they changed the status to city,
yep.
Then the new LRT, then the connectivity to the KTM, and it's so close to Section 15, that stretch of Sime W project, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because I work with them quite closely. Yeah, it's going to be, because like no more land already, like Subang.
Yeah. So like the apartment that I bought, right, is apparently like the one of the last. Yeah, so I stay in Subang Park Homes. So, it's resort living.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great on paper, but you know, when we moved in, it wasn't so much of a resort. But it's a nice place. I love the place. It's very, very nice. Got it for like I can't remember how much I got it for, but I know that like the same unit, same size, is going for way cheaper. Not way cheaper. It's like a lot cheaper than what I paid for, and it sucks because like, you know, they will inflate the prices. Okay, you don't have to pay down payment. You know? We waive your down payment. We waive your this one, but you have to pay this. That means let's say, for example, your down payment is like, I can't remember what it was, but you know, you only have to pay 3%. Yeah, and all this type of things.
So now 990 also can own a house already.
Yeah, something like that, lah. You know, and for me, it was okay. We bought it to stay. But like, you know, we're moving, so we were thinking that, hell, you know, should I sell it now and make money? But you know, I don't. I'm not making money. So like, what would you? Well, okay, there are two different types of people: people who buy houses to stay, and people who buy houses to basically rent it out as investments. For people, okay, they say like there's a saying that, you know, if you buy a house to stay in, don't worry about the price. Is that true? Not necessarily. I mean, like, don't worry so much about the price.
Correct. So much. Correct. It's the degree.
Yeah.
Because like most of the time, just as we mentioned, how to determine the value of a particular property if it's for rent. So the value of the property is often determined by the rental returns. So let's say if I were to sell you a property now, per month you need to pay the bank 2,000, but the rental is 2,200. Will you buy?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, of course, ma.
Yeah.
Right? So if there's a constant rental demand, the value of the property won't drop so much.
Right.
So that's for rental properties, lah.
I see.
But it will be in locations where it is high demand temporarily.
Oh, okay.
So it's not ideal for Malaysian homes, lah.
Okay.
So Malaysians, they will like landed lah, the closest. I call it the nasi lemak property.
Okay.
So the entire model, like for the past 30 years, are all landed terrace house, individual title. Those you can never get rental returns on.
I see.
So the price is determined by the supply and demand.
Right.
How much people would pay to live in that place.
Got it.
Yeah. So there's two ways to really determine the property price, lah.
Where would you think is the best place for rental property returns at the current moment? Like which areas on the top of your head?
It's still that few lah, like Central, Long Kiara.
Wow.
Those like, so again, like a lot of people are buying off retail. But there's a lot of under table kind of deals everywhere.
What do you mean by under table deals?
Like for example, okay, you as a developer you cannot sell.
Yeah.
You got 3 blocks, right? You launch 3 blocks. Then like the third block you cannot sell. Let me take it up. You just let me sell for 1 year.
Okay.
So I would give you a certain money. Then I would just take this block at a discounted rate.
I see. Because
you cannot let your first batch of buyers know that you are selling cheaper than what they got, ma.
Yeah.
So they will hate you for life, right?
Yeah.
So what happened is then I would just take this to my investment crews, so everybody will just take up one unit.
I see.
So that's how they clear stocks, lah.
Wow. Okay, that's very insightful.
Correct. So unfortunately, again, like normal people who walks into the sales gallery are buying at market rate.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So like for insiders, they are buying like 20 or 30% below market value.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the knowledge gap.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so like a lot of people still like, I don't know lah. Then when they just refer to their only reference, which is their parents.
Yep.
If their parents only own like 1 or 2 properties in their life.
Yep.
I don't need to invest. lah.
Yep.
So you can see the gap. Like when I know people are, so I was advising one of my clients last time on his 14th purchase.
Wow. Okay.
Hey Sean, you think this one can buy? This one in KL Central, like, dude, you like 15 already, like, chincha lah, you buy for collection.
Okay.
But then my neighbor, a family of 5, are struggling every month to just pay rent.
Oh wow. Okay.
Then like if you think about income, right, is this really an income story or is it really a knowledge thing? Yeah. So that's why I started a channel to address all this as much as possible.
Okay, so would you
Yeah.
It's I've always stirred away from investing in property. So when one person wants to buy a property, okay, let's just go step by step. If one person wants to buy a property for their own stay, what is the one thing they have to look out for in order to make sure that they're getting the best bargain yet?
Okay, so there's a 4 basics, like Sean 4 basic, because after answering so many questions, right? I formulated. So number 1 is your intent of purchase.
Yep.
So this is like for investment or for own stay. So like you said own stay, right? Okay, then what I suggest is to go and look for banks.
Yep.
How much you can afford. How much you can really buy. Because a lot of people their salary tells them they can only afford 600,000. They go and shop around 1 million one.
Okay.
Then when they go and shop around 1 million one, then they come back like, yeah, this one cannot lah.
Okay.
Cannot make it lah. Then they will ask for other funds from their parents or whatsoever lah.
Yeah.
So they all gear to their highest capabilities.
Right.
So that is also one of the main mistakes that a lot of people make. They buy their dream home as their first property. So they join income, husband and wife, right? Together, okay lah, we buy dream home lah.
Okay.
But they forget that their job is not a dream job. Then one of the partners, right, will be paying for life. Like the full time, like 30 days I work every day, the entire salary is just to pay the housing installment.
Right.
Then how is that your dream home? And we didn't talk about furnishing yet. ID is at a whole different cost altogether.
Yeah.
Right. So after that, then is to determine the value of the property. So I call this the Kailan theory.
Kailan theory.
Yeah.
As in the Kailan vegetable theory.
Kailan, yeah.
Okay.
Like, I don't know how much is one ketty of Kailan one.
Right.
So what I will do, I will go to stall A, stall B, stall C to find out how much is your Kailan per ketty.
Right, see.
So only I can tell, like, is this Kailan the right price or not?
Okay.
But a lot of people don't do that. And developers know that.
Oh.
So I will design the sales gallery to be so impulsive driven. I will make you buy.
Wow.
By the time you go in, right, there will people tap it. Then they go in, then you got orange juice to drink lah, aircon lah, seat lah. It's all the same rules all together lah. And
Right.
it's a science.
Right.
So I will make sure that, oh, this auntie also want to buy already. You don't want to buy, you book first lah. Try your loan.
So the auntie's an actor, is it?
Not actor lah, but just so happen lah.
Okay.
So they will say, hey, try your loan lah, which is one of the highest transaction speech altogether.
Try your loan.
Try your loan lah.
Let's try to see whether it can approve. What's the lowest basic income in order to be eligible for a loan? Is that the correct question? What's your lowest basic in order for a loan to be approved?
But it depends on how much you want to buy though.
Okay, it's like, okay, so some people, okay, let's say for example, people starting working salary of like $2,000, 2005. Okay, they say, I'm gonna buy then they say, I want to buy a house. And people say, forget it lah, your basic pay so low. Is that true or is that not true?
Are you okay with a property that's 180,000? Or are you okay with a property that is 60,000?
Right.
There's a lot of property that is around 30, 20,000, you know.
Really?
In Kajang. Correct, but you wouldn't want to stay lah.
Okay.
Everybody wants cheap, big, near to CBD.
Yeah.
Next to a mall with convenience.
You mean there are still properties that 60,000 today, man?
A lot.
Really? Yeah.
A lot.
But what, are they old or are they?
So some of them are controlled by government. Then some of them, because if with that kind of salary, you can appeal. There's actually a lot of free money in the system by the government that a lot of people can apply one.
Right. Okay.
Like the first home scheme, like first buy.
Yeah.
Like my friend's brother and sister got it.
Really?
They got 60,000, and they should make the normal terrace house like a terrace house on steroids.
Wow.
Yeah.
But all these houses are not in the CBD area, lah. It's quite far, lah.
Still Klang Valley though.
Still Klang Valley. So okay, what about houses? Okay, I'll say prime area is Subang, around KL area. What about PJ area? You know, a person with like 2,500, 3,000, can they afford houses around that area?
You got though, like very old ones though.
I see.
But then like I think a lot of problems are not like your salary, but it's how much capital you have.
The down payment, is it?
Yeah. So if you were to want to go for a cheaper one, like for example, we are familiar with USJ.
Right.
USJ landed property is only 700,000, 800,000.
Okay.
But a new landed property in Subang, 1.2, 1.3, that's like very cheap already.
What? Okay, yeah.
So that's the difference when like developer launch, right? I need to factor in 3 years for construction, then the future value of money and all the marketing things. And because they often focus on ownership, they want to ease the ownership process. You don't have to pay so much because youngsters now, right? They got credibility and they apply credit card. I think easily one person got 6 to 8 credit cards one. But they don't have 10, 20,000 to just pay out.
Yeah, it's tough to build that though.
Yeah.
You know, I bought my first property when I was like 28.
Okay, what?
Okay, what? Well, so I have some friends like you paying your first property at 22. I tried though to buy my first property when I was like 25, 26, but number one, I wanted to buy a car first.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, which was the biggest mistake because I decided to put a big down payment on the car so that I don't have to pay a very high monthly repayment. And I forget the fact that every year that my salary actually goes a bit higher and higher. And then I couldn't get a loan approval to get my first property. And after that, I waited. And then, I left the radio and I did my own business. Even worse because you need to have like
2 years.
Yeah, you need a company to run for 2 years in order for you to be eligible for a loan or even could be considered to be eligible for a loan.
Yep.
So what I did was I got me and my wife, well, back then it was my girlfriend. We joined venture to basically buy a house.
So as I mentioned...
It was tough, dude. It was like so demeaning. It was like, sorry, you don't earn enough to afford this house. I was like, screw you.
Correct. And that is one of the main fears for youngsters.
Yeah.
Loan rejected. So when I say loan rejected, right, sometimes it's really up to your face. Like, no, tak ada belas kasihan one, let's give you a letter, your loan rejected.
Right.
But many people, like just like I mentioned, like the four main mistakes after I run the channel so long, right? The second one is actually to buy a property with your girlfriend.
Oh, oh, really?
So because not confirm on this girlfriend.
Yeah.
So,
but I knew I was gonna marry
you
yeah.
so thankful. But there are a lot that went south.
Oh yeah, of course. Because it's under two names, ma.
Correct.
Yeah.
But then what the girl don't want to pay, the guy don't want to pay, then one person pay all.
Yeah, and then it becomes it becomes an argument about money.
That if it's about money, then it's okay. But when it's not about money, it becomes worse.
You cheat on me. Oh, the house how? Oh, die.
Then like, hey, want to sell or not? Don't want. Want rent or not? Don't want. Wow, then habis lor.
Yeah, if she purposely want to basically see you die, everything also don't want.
Correct.
Damn.
And there's a lot of stories like that.
Oh.
Like I'm receiving emails like 10, 20 emails a day. And I have all kind of stories. All type of stories.
Damn.
Yeah. So like the loan, right? And what I always advise people is to gauge how much you can afford first.
Right.
And face that music first. I'm like, a lot of people cannot take, I cannot accept. It's like the medical test,
Yeah.
I don't want to go for test because I know I'm not healthy. So I just don't want to face the reality.
Yeah.
Then it's just like financial. It's just another reality. Like the bank tells you can own up to 480,000. Then only go and shop around 480,000. Find what is best for 480,000. A lot of people don't. Then they go and shop for 800,000 and they tell, hey, you join him. Your loan cannot pass one. Join him. Join him. So because it's not wrong also because to me every transaction only I got commission
Yeah.
I will force or not I will assist you to make the deal happen
I will force.
So I will think of every single way to make the deal happen
Okay.
But after that you don't see them with you
Yeah, it's like okay, bye bye. Not my problem anymore. Wow. How much is it? Are you allowed to? How much is a sales commission for property?
In the market, by regulation, it's 3%.
Wow.
And usually in the market is 2% for sub-sales.
So what is sub-sales?
Sub-sales is when you buy off a person, of a owner.
Of an owner, okay.
So meaning like if you buy the house already, you stay 10 years, I buy from you, that's a sub-sale.
Okay, got it.
So if I buy directly from a developer, that's new property sales.
Okay, so which is better? Is it better to buy from developer or sub-sale?
It depends you got capital or not.
Capital for the sub-sale or the developer?
For the developer. So if I'm a person who has capital and I prefer certainty, I know like existing rental is 1,008, then only I buy. Then so I need to pay up more capital.
Right.
But if I buy a new project, I can only deal with it 3 years later.
Yeah.
Then market decides how much is the rental.
Oh.
I can guesstimate like, the neighbors are 1,005 here, 1,002 here, won't run too much lah.
Right.
So it's a guesstimate.
Yep.
But if I really want certainty, right, then I will go for sub-sale.
I see. But this is when you want to invest in it lah.
Correct.
But if you want to buy for your own stay, it's a different story altogether.
Yep. It depends on really you need to like the places.
Right, of course. Yeah. That's most important.
Correct. But we think that it's important, but a lot of people don't even know where they buy one.
What?
They just, okay, I know property is important. There's this property that I can afford. Just nice, like my freelance job that gets me this loan. I just sign on it. Where is it? Kajang? Don't know Kajang where.
Oh, okay. They don't understand the distance.
They just don't know where it is.
Right. And they will buy just because of the price?
Yeah, because they are so afraid that they cannot afford in the future.
All right. Okay.
So these are the youngsters that is FOMO.
Oh wow. And the agents are taking opportunity of these FOMOs.
Yeah. So and these people have no clue whatsoever. So I'll tell you, you buy now, you got 20 months free installment, free SPA, free MOT, free this, free that. I give you aircon some more. Not enough. I give you kitchen cabinet some more. Not enough. I give you a little bit of my commission some more.
Right.
Just to make that deal happen.
Wow. Yeah. I
Familiar, right?
very familiar.
Yeah.
Very, very familiar.
So that's a very and I don't blame these people because they all also cari makan.
Yeah.
But it's the other side that choose to be ignorant. Like information is everywhere. Like now when you totally nail it, where before I buy a property, I want to know everything about it before I buy.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen to property one. They will know everything about the car or the house, or the phone, right, before buying it.
Yep.
Not for a house, unfortunately.
Because house is such a big number, people get very afraid of the number.
And not many people knows a lot about property.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like for me, it's like, I only know that, it's good to invest in property. That's about it.
Yeah.
Like, other than that, like, I don't know anything about it. Now my wife tells me, hey, you're speaking to a guy expert in property. Okay, tell him which one to buy. It's like, you're always relying on somebody to tell you where to buy.
Yeah.
Right? You have a friend who owns 5 properties. Oh, he must be an expert. Hey, where to buy? Oh, this one, you buy this one. And then when you kind of want to buy what he's buying, you realize that, this is out of my price range.
Yeah.
And then like, you can't, right? So that's why we kind of gave up. That's why I gave up and I started a YouTube channel. I invested in a YouTube channel. But, okay, so the common mistakes you were talking about, buying with boyfriend and girlfriend. The one is...
Buying the first one as a dream home.
Buying the first one as a dream home, boyfriend, girlfriend. And then there's another 2, right?
It's choose to not understand at all.
Not understanding what you're buying.
No, meaning like, I just like, okay, my friend got burned in property.
Yep.
That's it. I just lost hope on it.
Oh.
But it's just a very convenient excuse.
Right.
Because like guys, right, a lot of my guy friends, when they come to me, Sean, where can buy 800,000 terrace house? You're getting married. That's the most common reason why guys in Malaysia get property.
To start a family.
Yeah. So because the in-laws won't let the daughter marry them unless they have a home.
Exactly. Oh, yes. Yeah.
So that is also another whole different narrative.
I remember my father-in-law was like, Jin, see this property quite nice, what? And then I translated it in my mind. You better have a house when you marry my daughter.
Yeah, correct. So a lot of people are pressured into it, and the in-laws often only stick to what they understand, which is landed individual title properties.
Yes.
Terrace house.
Yeah.
And you come to think of it, right? New ones in Klang Valley starts from 900,000 in Guthrie Highway.
Wow.
So like that's why you can see it's getting further and further away already.
Yeah.
But then like I I want you to stay in the terrace house no matter what.
I want you to stay close to us also.
So but I cannot afford. Never mind. But then it's very, very clear one.
Yeah, it is sad. Like well, I mean, I'm moving to another place that I just bought, but it's far away.
Yeah.
And of course, further from the city central is a lot cheaper. And I'm moving to, I'm sure you know where, Eco World, Gamuda, Tropicana Aman.
Sanctuary.
Is it Sanctuary? The one in
Kota Kemuning.
Yeah. What do you think of that development?
I think that's cool. Because you have 5 different developers working on one location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how they sold it? You know how they sold it to me when I walked into the gallery? This will be the new Desa Park City. Desa Park City, you go before? Yeah. What do you go there for? I go there jogging. Yes. Here got jogging track. You like jogging? Yes. Yes. So Desa Park City, you see the property prices very high, right? Here cheap. That's literally what they said to me. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Correct.
And then when I was like, oh, this house quite nice. Yes, it's very nice. Sold out. I'm like, oh, okay. Would you like this one? I was like, oh, this one quite nice. Oh, this one's also sold out. And then I'm like, what the hell you bring me here for? Then, then after that, I kind of went on my own to kind of look at the show houses on my own and not like worry about like the prices and stuff like that. I saw one place, I'm like, oh, this is kind of nice. And I decided to get a place there, and not because of the price. Okay, it's a lot cheaper because of whatever price you buy there. In Subang area or PJ area, you probably be ended up with a condo or like a terrace.
Yeah.
With a terrace house if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Right. I saw the development, the plan. There's a mall, there's a school, there's a little family community going on there. And I'm like, okay, good. This seems like a very nice place that I want to move to. But what's your thoughts in that area?
So my third rule after the 4 basics, right?
Yep.
The third rule is to visit 20 different properties within your price range.
Oh, man.
So like if I can afford 600,000, I need to visit 20 different properties. So it's either sub-sale, apartment, condo, terrace house, townhouse. So you really know what you like and what you don't like, and you will get tired of the sales pitch. Because the first one, wow, yeah. Second one, quite familiar. Third one, yeah. Fourth one, I can almost predict what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
So you are no longer being influenced.
Right.
So as I always encourage in the channel is you buy with certainty. You know you make an informed decision and you take that calculated risk.
Wow.
A lot of people are like, okay, I see Data Park City, right? But a lot of people don't know the one is KL, one is Kuala Langat ma.
Yeah. Exactly. They sell you that they sell you that dream, like, oh, it's gonna be like Desa Park City.
Yeah.
But it's a nice place though. I have to give it that. It's a very nice place.
Correct. So because it's further away, they need to create a place for you to be bought. Like I need to sell you a dream lah.
Yeah.
And this particular developer, it's very, very good with that. Very, very good with that.
Wow.
So one tip that I always teach people, if you want to buy your own stay house, you run the weekday weekend test. Means that you imagine yourself living in that property on a weekday.
Right.
You wake up, how are you going to go to work? And then on a weekend, where are you going to bring your kids? Where are you going to do your grocery shopping? Where's your gym? Where's your things like that? So if you run that already, because it's for living,
Yep.
then you will see everything that you need lah.
Right.
Because a lot of people just look at square feet, how much? That's about it. But if you live into it, right? Oh, actually, this bedroom, right? Don't know for what lah. And a lot of people has extra bedroom that don't need in the house.
Right. That's actually very true.
Why I need a 3-bedroom apartment?
Because they always want bigger, ma. They always think bigger space.
Then what a correct way of investment is I stay the small one, then I rent out the 2 rooms lah.
Right.
To compensate. But a lot of people, then I want privacy.
Yeah, exactly.
But then I cannot afford.
Oh my gosh.
So part of the emails, right? Also a lot of renting from young people right now.
Yeah.
Why is property so expensive? Sean, really got people buy meh?
God.
Then you go to the show unit, right? You tell them the sales chart is sold out. This one bluff people one.
Actually, a lot of people, right?
Yeah, not all.
Okay.
Not all, but like I know people who buy units, properties by floors.
Oh.
Sean,
Yeah.
you think this one okay? I think okay though. Okay.
Buy the whole floor.
So they were quarreling, husband and wife, quarreling because I told you to buy 2 floors.
Oh my
You
God.
only bought 1.
Oh wow.
You see now, make money already lor. People make all the money lor.
Wow.
But then like
But those are people with like super lot of money, right?
yeah lor, they started early lor.
I see.
And across like you put a longer tenure to it, right? 30 years, right? You will see the dramatic effect.
Yeah, but sometimes, okay, there are some people out there who don't want to wait 30 years.
Yeah.
Because like, okay man, if I'm 30, I wait 30 years later, I'll be damn old already. So that's why like for me is I don't look into it okay, lah, maybe I should lah, but maybe a lot of young millennials these days, when you talk about investment, right, they want to see the short-term returns.
Yep.
They don't right now, they haven't even thought about the long-term returns.
Yes,
Maybe
yes.
that's why.
Because 30 years, right? Like to me, like 10 years already, I can feel the drastic effect already.
Wow. Okay.
And a lot of people, like, they keep wanting to buy the only property as their dream home.
Yeah.
Like for the Setia Alam case,
Yeah.
when it started, right, Setia Eco Park. Okay, the property price is 400,000. My salary is 3,000.
Wow.
I think I can make it next year.
Okay.
So this year didn't get promoted. Shit. Then this one increased price already.
Yeah.
Never mind, let's work harder. I got promoted.
Yep.
But the price doubled already.
Yeah. Yeah.
So everybody then start kanjiong already.
Wow. But okay lah, it's been So let's say for example, if you get a property, right, and then you rent it out, that's your first property. And then how does one person own so much? I mean, they can continue getting loans, meh?
Correct. Okay. So a lot of people don't understand this. Your rental
Yep.
is also considered as an income. For example, like I'm owning like 5,000.
Yep.
So I buy a property which I need to pay the bank 1,500.
Yes.
But I rent out 1,008.
Yep.
That extra surplus of 300 is
Yep.
considered as income. So if I'm going to apply my second property, it's now 5,003.
Oh, I see. But you have to declare lah.
Correct. So I need
By
to
law, you have to declare your rental, right?
correct.
Okay.
So you need to pay tax for it.
Right.
But I don't mind paying tax because that allows me to buy more.
I see.
Then a lot of people are like, oh, you don't declare lah. You sell me. You so much money may pay.
Yeah.
But those who know how to play the game, I need to prove to the bank I can make a lot of money, so they will give me more money to buy property.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
So like now that's why a lot of investors get very excited during MCO. They lift up the third property rule.
Mm-hmm.
Like third property last time by law is 70%.
Yes.
Now no more.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Now based on how much you make. So like for investors,
Yep.
then that it has full tenancy agreements and things like that. Yeah, so they can go all the way lah.
Is now a good time to buy property?
Yes, if you yes, I would say yes. If you know how to buy, but there's a lot of caveat to that statement.
Right.
Because a lot of people then go and buy something that they want as a home, but as an investment, right? There's several factors. And number one is the the FD rates.
Right.
Like now, last time we need to pay that. It's one of the lowest in the decade, like 3%.
I think now it's 2.25%.
Yeah, it's getting very, very low.
Yeah.
So last time, if I were to rent out a property at 1,500, suddenly I make money already.
Wow.
Because like if my installment is 1,500, my rental 1,500, I break even lah.
Yeah.
But suddenly, like after the drop in interest rate, I suddenly make money already.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Indirectly, my property price also increased.
Oh wow. Okay.
Because the rule that we say like how to determine the property price, right, is based on the rental returns.
Right.
Like now the bank, okay, you need to take the loan, you pay installment is only like 1,200 now.
Right.
But the rental is 1,800.
Okay.
Would you buy?
Yeah.
Everybody would buy ma.
Yeah.
So suddenly hotcakes.
Wow.
Ah.
That's
Then you can see government is pushing very much. And then Malaysia is very beautiful because we have a lot of infrastructure works. Like our never ending constructions.
Yeah lah, never ending. I mean, there's a lot of places that's still underdeveloped lah, if you ask me.
Correct. So if you look into Semenyi, Kajang, Northern. So with the channel, I'm very fortunate enough to also visit like 200-300 different properties lah.
Right.
And like really directly feel how's the location. So for selfish reasons as well.
Yeah, that's great though. Okay, the other day I was talking to you about this like article that I read on the Star where people are getting scammed out of this dream property. What was that about actually?
So it's two gentlemen who earn money. Then they they got approached and they asked them to buy. So it's promised with a 30% cashback.
Right.
A lot of people also don't know this.
Yep.
You got no money now, go buy a property, you get cash.
Oh.
So the discount is form of cash.
Wow. Okay.
So after you get the cash, you pass this cash to me. I will renovate your house and I will manage for you.
Oh, I see.
So the deal, so like, okay, you don't buy one, you buy two, you can afford. Even you cannot afford, I will make you afford. So the deal happened, but what went south is, ironically, this happens in the south. So after 6 months later, these two gentlemen get a notification from the bank.
Right.
Hey, you have not paid your installments and things like that.
Right. Then the who was supposed to pay installments? The guy who's managing the property So the property is under whose name?
The two gentlemen's name.
I see. Okay.
But then if you come to think of it, right, that's the main problem is these two gentlemen.
Right.
Why would you pay somebody and just give the money, right?
Yeah.
Cashback. Let's say it's 500,000, if not mistaken, the property. You pay him 150,000 for renovation and management.
Yeah.
Then even I pay you money already after renovation, I will check what's the progress.
Yeah.
They don't.
They trust too much lah. They want the easy way out lah.
Yes. So I think you mentioned it. Everyone wants it easy.
Yeah, because property, right, to be honest, is a lot of headache. Sometimes, right, this is what people normally say, hey, I want to buy property, rent out. Then your parents come, hey, don't want lah. When you rent out, very siong one, because the person renting your house will not take care of the house. After you're heartbroken. They're all like, there's always an excuse to rebut your want or your intention.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of people tend to not delve into it. But then again, you see some people such as yourself being so successful and getting like a few properties under your belt and be like, wow, how. And then it's like one cycle, never ending cycle. It's like, oh, wow, I want to be like him. After that, you go back and talk to your parents about it, and your parents basically gives you another lecture and like back to square one.
Correct. Because a lot of people don't really measure or gauge who they ask.
Right.
It's like me getting a fitness, not from like the previous guest, who the one, his biceps is like...
Jordan Yeo.
It's like I get advice from him on gym, then it makes sense.
Right.
But if I take other, like me, myself, you like, look, you're fat fleur, then you ask for fitness.
Advice.
Then,
Doesn't make sense.
Correct. So a lot of people don't do that judgment before they listen, and they look everything on social media, right? And bad news spreads faster lah.
Yeah,
unfortunately
of
lah. So like that article came out, everybody like, yo, you see, I told you I cannot property invest. But those who make a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Must they tell you?
No, they won't. Most of the time, people who... I know for a fact that I have friends who have multiple properties. They don't go around telling people.
Correct.
Yeah. And they don't... The most important thing is they do not sell their information on how to own multiple properties. They will just do it... They will just share it with you for free and hope that they'll be able to catch up to what you're doing. Yeah. So there's a lot of scam because like for me is I've heard certain scams where people go up there, oh, you can just earn a property by just paying 3,000. Like, you know, just pay a down payment of 3,000, you can own a property. And there's a scam. There are a lot of scams going around. I think what are some of the scams you've heard like when it comes to property?
One is to like you cannot, like let's say your salary is 3,000, right? I can make you afford a 10,000 monthly installment.
Wow.
So it's around let's say it's around 1.2 million, or I make you buy 3 properties.
Right.
You can't even afford 1 today.
Yep.
But I make sure that you can buy 3. So what happens is I fabricate materials.
Oh, I see.
So it's quite dumb to do it, but the greed and the FOMO, oh, now I'm in the game.
I got property, and then they are hoping to rent it out, I'm assuming.
Correct.
And then they can't rent. I mean, even if they can, it's not high enough to pay their installment.
Yep.
And then that's where they kind of go down south.
Yep. So after I fabricate your salary, then I will deal with, because it's all about valuation.
Right.
So let's say the property is 700,000 today.
Yep.
In order to give you more cash back, I need to tell the bank that, hey, now it's 1 million.
Oh.
And it's totally legal though. That's legal. That's just that I give you more discount only.
Right.
In terms of cash. And all the people are like, okay, lo, you buy 1, you got 100,000, and you buy 2, got 200,000.
Yeah. So that means they fabricate the value of the property lah. They make it higher. So it's only worth like 700, but they said, oh, I'm going to take a $900,000 loan, and you get 200,000 cash back.
Yep. But but on a savvy investor, that 200,000 I will keep it and put in the bank.
Yep.
Then just in case, right, when the property is ready, that's going to be the offset between the installment and the rental.
Yeah.
So I can hold it for 5 to 7 years.
Oh, wow. Okay, this is what I'm very curious about. So let's say, for example, if my property right now is 800,000, I can go to the bank and say that it's worth $1 million.
Only developers.
Oh,
new properties. Sub-sales you cannot.
I see.
So for sub-sales, like let's say now you go to your neighbor like, hey, auntie, how much you want to sell? 380 lah. But you can go to the bank and find that, hey, the property is worth 500,000.
I see.
The auntie don't know it's 380.
Oh, okay.
So what happens is I can take the loan for 500,000, but I pay the auntie 380.
Oh, wow.
Then let's say I take 90% of 500,000 is 480 minus 380, so I got extra 70,000 for renovation.
So what if my property was 800,000 and then I said that I want to sell it for 1.2 million?
Got people buy only can.
So if people buy, can they take the loan based on my valuation?
Nope.
Oh, they can't.
So it's by a professional body. Professional valuers.
Oh.
That's why the report is 2%.
Oh, dang. So that means the people will come and kind of value your house and understand how much this is worth.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, let's say, for example, it's 800,000. They can take an $800,000 loan and they pay me the 400,000 difference. Wow.
So there's a few values. Like all the people say, oh, market value. Market value is what you and I will agree upon. This is market value. This is 500,000. 520, I don't want to buy it.
Right.
But then if it's valuation, they will do their report, right? They might determine, hey, this one there's future value to it. So it's around 550,000.
Right.
Then a lot of people would then go to transaction value, SPA.
Okay.
SPA is like past record 3 years ago, this area sells around 400.
Right. So when you say 2% is the report, it means 2% of the selling price. You pay to the person who evaluates your
and they include it into your loan already.
Oh, wow. Oh, very very nice. This business I'm clearly in the wrong business.
But it's a professional body lah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like you got to be really really smart in order to get into this business. Okay, I learned a thing or two today.
And just to add on to valuation, like a lot of people like my house is 500,000 again. I put in 100,000 as renovation.
Yeah.
Does my house cost? Does my house worth 600,000 now?
No, right?
No.
Yeah.
Just because you add a lot of sport rims to your Civic, doesn't mean that I would.
Yeah, then like some places, like some property developers, like, oh wait, they can because they're the developers.
Yeah.
Like the house is like maybe 600,000, but because that was the show house, right? They say, oh, because this one the ID is from France, I want to sell it for 1 million. Can they do it?
Can. If agreed, like the buyer wants to buy it, then deal done.
So they get a loan of what, 1 million or 500,000? 1 million. Wow, because it's a direct sale lah.
Yeah.
Dang it. I want to be a property developer. Can easy not. But jalan
but unfortunately the regulation in Malaysia is making it even tougher to become a developer now.
That's good.
Not really though.
Why not? Because there are a lot of horrible developers out there that basically develop really. I wish like there's a body that basically governs the track record of developers before they can go. They go, right? But they're not doing their job.
Yeah, because everybody want fame lah. Because like you can't think of it, right? Development is a very, very old industry.
Yeah,
and it has not changed for the past 20, 30 years. Like whatever I do, right, just vlogging around properties.
Yeah.
It's like innovation. Like,
damn. Okay.
Yeah, so the unfortunate truth is that then the players are actually in Malaysia, there's like 2,000 or 4,000 different developers.
Whoa.
So it means that supplies are everywhere.
But only a handful of the ones that are very popular, like
the public listed ones.
The Gamudas.
So if you buy a public listed ones, they are very concerned when you complain. Because if I go and shoot at Facebook, you will get it and things like that. But those private limited one, you sue lah.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of people just like,
yeah, man, how about that? The guy that freaking got a sledgehammer to freaking sledgehammer the whole entire Tropicana property. Actually, do you know the back end story? Do you have any any insights from your property world?
It's not his unit.
It's not. I know. Yeah, that one we know. It's not his unit.
Yeah, it's not his unit. And when you say not up to standard, right?
Right.
By whose standard?
I see.
That is a very vague kind of statement. Like I don't like this color. It's not blue enough.
So he was basically there to make noise for somebody else.
Yeah. Then I think it's a very, very high level thing.
Yeah.
But then you look at the media so that also illustrates like how powerful these owners of property developers are. They came out like 60 years, 70 years ago, gangster time, right?
Yeah.
So like even media need to apologize to them.
Whoa. Oh, the media apologized?
Because they lapo the thing.
I see.
Then they said, then we take back our statement, things like that.
Okay.
Because this uncle go in, right? They say the table is not up to standard. Then I just wreck it.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
It's like I give you the one time, this noodle not springy enough, then I throw away. Cannot ma.
Right.
So that's ways to go about it.
Right.
And but I kasihan the workers there lah.
Yeah, I know. Actually, to be honest, the way he did it was very unprofessional lah.
Yeah.
I think he was like basically looking for clout and looking for fame and
he was there to intentionally already lah.
Yeah. So I don't know what happens. There was no follow up. Do you know what happened to that guy?
He's owner of some public listed company in Hong Kong.
That guy,
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So he's a very only high rank people you got the balls to post out.
So probably they sued him also the amount. So he's like, okay lah, pocket change for me not pay you lah. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but that was funny though. I thought that was freaking viral as hell.
But that helped my channel though.
Oh really?
Everyone suddenly, on YouTube, everybody has a keyword of property.
Yeah.
Then the suggested will be all me.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I mean, like we've learned a couple of things today. So the top 4 things. Okay, what are the top 4 things before buying a property? Number 1,
it's the intention of purchase.
Your intention to purchase. Your second one, don't buy it with your boyfriend, girlfriend.
No, that's the mistakes.
Oh, that's the mistakes.
Yeah. So the second one is to gauge how much you can afford.
Second one is gauge how much you can afford.
Third one is to visit 20 different properties within that price range that you can afford.
Okay.
Number 4, after you done everything, take that calculated risk and make that informed decision to buy it.
Okay, what's the one biggest mistake everybody makes when buying a property? The one biggest mistake, if you have to basically narrow it down to one.
They do more research after they buy.
Oh shit, that is Does it sound so? Wow, that sounds so like me. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
a lot of people do way more research after they buy.
It's shitty though because like I buy one property, right? All of a sudden, like all these people like the Facebook. I blame Facebook. You know, Facebook is a bloody asshole. That, you know, once you buy a property, they push all the other property advertisements to you. It's like, oh, buy this, buy that, and I'll be like, oh, this one's quite nice. Also within my price range. But shit, I already bought this one. I can't buy this one anymore. Damn it. You know, it's always that sense of like regret.
But there are a lot of ways to do it, lah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, you and I are gonna be best friends, Sean. But you know what? Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. Huge fan.
Thank you. I kind of feel like this is not like a one episode discussion only about property. I think like, you know, I gotta bring you on again and I'm pretty sure, like, for those listening today, you've taken away something. Just leave a comment in the comment section or Instagram us at Mamak Session. So what are your handles? Okay, what is your channel? I just Google property, your face always pop up. But what is your channel name actually?
Iherng, I-H-E-R-N-G.
I-H-E-R-N-G.
Yeah.
Okay, go search for that. He does reviews on properties. Actually, you know, on a lot of properties. So if you're planning on buying a specific area, he will basically tell you the pros and cons in that area, lah. Huh? There's no holds bar. Nobody pays you to do it, right?
Some.
Fuyo. But most of the time, I mean, you're going there to give your honest review, lah.
Yep.
That's amazing. Now, you and I are gonna have a chat after this on how I can possibly get over 30 properties by year end 2021.
Impossible though.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. If you're looking for your first property, remember the 4 different key points that was mentioned by Sean. Number 1, of course, buy it within your range, lah. Number 1, okay, and then of course, evaluate based on your salary on what you can afford. Don't jump into conclusions with your other half unless, of course, you've tied the knot. What else?
Choosing not to understand.
Choosing not to understand, all right? Anyways, check out his YouTube channel, and thank you so much for listening, guys. We'll talk to you guys next time.